Hey, oh gorgeous.
Hello, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. How was your winter, your Christmas?
Yeah, it's been a hot minute since we've done a show.
Yep.
I haven't talked to you since last year.
Yep, exactly. We had recorded one video and we were like, I don't
Eh.
know.
There was some quality control going on. We're like, you know what? We're good, but we can do better. Holidays were good. They were kind of like really relaxing, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah.
And and that's always nice just to kind of downshift a little bit and
Yeah, for sure.
sleep in the mornings. Whew, who doesn't want that?
Yeah, I mean, every day.
I know, right? I should ask, how are you doing? How's it been since the last time we got on for
It's been
a recording?
good. I want to say winter is really a deep process for me. I was really internal. I was doing a lot of inner work, soul work, and like creation work for my platform, and so that's where I was at. I was in the mountains a lot.
I know. I remember texting you. I was like, "Hey," and you said the mountains are calling. So, are those the mountains behind you right there? Is that where
Those
you
are,
went?
that's
Or
not where I went. That was a really great picture. But I mean, they look really pretty like that up here.
yeah, that is
Yeah.
that your own picture? I mean, that's just gorgeous.
Yeah, no, I just found that. That's random.
Oh, okay. Because it looks because I know you live in the mountains. I also live in the mountains. Like I really resonate towards pictures like that. I'm like, oh, I want to go there.
Yeah, no, no, for real. I was laughing this morning. I was like, how did we end up in Utah and Montana?
I know. Well, I love Montana. I've been coming out here
Funny.
since I was a little kid, and my family had property out here, and my
That's
son is
awesome.
fifth generation of the valley that we live in. So, like, we have some deep roots of family and lifelong memories out here. So that's how we ended up here. But how did you end up in where you're at?
Yeah, my family's here. My my grandparents migrated from England to Utah. So
Wow. Oh my
that's where they
gosh.
went. So not like lifelong. I don't have a long heritage in Utah, that's for sure. I'm let's see, third generation here. So
That's still pretty good.
yep. I got some roots.
Yeah. As opposed to the conversations we have with folks around and they're like, oh, we moved here during COVID. We're like, oh, okay, welcome. And
Yep.
that's amazing too. I mean, the great COVID migration, so many people moved around and
Sure. Yep.
incredible. And since COVID, we moved out of Montana and then back in it again. So I mean, we're contributing to all of that too. Is there something to that of like people moving around the earth and like, having to maybe like bring something to the location that they're in? Like what do you think that's all
Uh,
about?
I mean, totally. From my perspective, any type of movement brings a different perspective in for growth, right? Everything is about expansion for me. And so anytime a person moves to a location, whatever it is they're currently working with, their soul's working with, what energy they're anchoring or doing, always benefits or shifts.
Yeah,
I
I
would say or
agree.
shifts, maybe not always benefits.
Yeah. You're like, shift.
Exactly.
Right? Well, boy, I would say 13, 14 years ago, I got this download. I was on a road trip going from Atlanta to Chicago,
Uh-huh.
and it was just me in the car. And I was listening to Dr. Bruce Lipton's The Wisdom of Your Cells.
Yep.
And
Uh-huh.
I talk about that book all the time. I just love it. It was really impactful for me. But I'd gotten this download. And I actually had to pull the car over several times just to write it down because it was so profound. I didn't want to lose the idea. But
Right.
what came into my head was the title of this thesis called The Environmental Vibratory Identity, EVI for short. And it was basically talking about like the resonance between your soul's purpose and the resonance of the land and the land's purpose. And
Right.
that's what helps you identify if you feel like where you're at is really comfortable for you. Like if you go on vacation, you're like, I could live here. Or you go on vacation and you're like, I could live here, let's move. Or you go someplace and you're like, meh, it wasn't my jam. Very nice people, but I couldn't wait to leave. Like to me, that's when you're bringing your energy to a particular geography, like you're interacting with the energetic resonance of that piece of land itself that wants to express itself through you, and you're either a match to it or you're not, and you feel it of like, ooh, I can't wait to come back. Or like for me in Vegas, meh.
I have some fun history in Vegas.
I do too. Maybe that's why I'm like,
I'm good now. I don't need
right.
to. I would have to say for me, my personal experience, because I was asked to go to several different places, locations all over the world to work with the land, to either
Mhm.
shift some things around there. A lot of people like it cleansed and things like that, which I don't see in my perspective that it needs that. It's already there. I just have a communication point with it and start to work the energy from that point. But I always know when I'm called to a particular space, and a lot of times I just end up there. I'll just get in the car or I'm like, I'm supposed to be in Miami. Great.
Not a
Right.
bad place to be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's not too bad. We would I'd do that instead of Vegas.
Yeah, right, exactly. Well, I remember you going on a trip like a year and a half ago to
Yep.
England. Was it
Yeah.
England and Scotland or England and Ireland? Where was that?
England and Scotland. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And you did some cool energy work with the property with the land out there.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. It's fun to do that with people too.
Yeah, yeah. Like anytime you get a group of like-minded individuals, especially, within our spiritual community where you're like, hey, let's go heal this castle. I'm
Let's
like,
go
oh,
here.
that sounds amazing.
The classes were awesome. I had so much fun. Lots of things popped up, lots of interesting like lifetime situations and codes and things like that where I was like, oh yeah, look what all these memories that I have coming through here and I know that I was supposed to be there. And that's the feeling of it when I shift lands. Like when I'm going to different spaces, I'm like, I know I'm supposed to be here. I have memories of visions coming through nights before. I'm like, whatever it is, I'm gonna interact with it and see what the partnership is, and then we'll start to shift from there.
So I love that idea. And I've tried to go to England a couple of times, and every time my trip has gotten canceled.
Oh,
I know. Well, one time it was COVID. It was for my son's sixth birthday. It was March of 2020. And we we had this amazing trip planned and we were in row six because it was his sixth birthday. Like it was epic, right?
uh-huh.
And obviously, the whole world had to shut down through all of that experience. But every time I booked a trip, it always to England, it always gets canceled. So I don't know. I wonder if that's ever happened to you before.
That is curious. I definitely had a few of those situations. To Tibet, to Egypt, a few of those got canceled, and like they were on repeat, and I was like, I'm not supposed to be in that area right now. So for whatever reason, my soul is like,
Is it because like you're supposed to bring a particular vibrational resonance and get a particular memory, or is it like you were such a bitch this last time, you have been ousted from Egypt? No, like like what do you
I've
think
seen it
that
go
is?
both ways, really.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna get real. Like I've had some situations in certain places that I've been in that have been like really deep, like slavery spaces and things like that. I'm like,
Oh God.
okay, for like both my soul and the space. It really just depends. Because as far as I see, like the geography, the land masses, the frequencies that are multi-layered, and also through lifetimes, right? Through different
Yeah.
places and spaces. Each one is gonna have a resonant hit. I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna look at the whole picture and see what the dance is there. And my first piece to that is I'm going to come in with a lot of love and respect. I'm going to meet you as a partnership, this piece of the land. What's going on here? And I'm going to listen because a lot of times there's just old imprinting, things that haven't been resolved. Native Americans who haven't been able to fully bring all they want into the land because of all the things that were shifting. So I'm usually talking to those aspects of things.
And you know that when you and I first started working together like a year, almost a year and a half ago now,
Yeah.
I can't believe how much time has gone by.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, me too. But you helped me with Native American energy on the land where we were living in Dallas, North Dallas, and that was really amazing. The shift and the difference of how it felt before and after you were working with the
Yeah.
land in that way.
Yeah, it's a big shift. It's one of my favorite things to do, actually.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
always know a hit because it always shifts too, depending on what your astrology is, what you're born in, uh,
yeah.
what your body can resonate with, and how it wants to shift with that. And so it's always a fun time.
Well, can you tell the energy of the land, like if you're not in it, like can we sit here and just go, how about Egypt? What's going on in Egypt right now? Or
I mean, yes,
Venezuela?
yes, definitely. That's
Oh,
why.
let's do that. That'd be a fun game.
All right. Do you want to go with the pyramids, or a particular piece? Okay. Do you have a particular pyramid that you're looking for?
The big one,
The big one?
the good one.
The one with the lion tiger thing out front. I don't know what it's called.
The Sphinx.
The Sphinx. There it is right there. I'm like,
Lions and
yeah, you
tigers and
go for
bears.
it.
Oh my. Yes, the lion thing. Which by the way was really interesting because, if you think about the perspective of, of architecture and design, the Egyptians were so good with scale, and the body of the lion and the face on the Sphinx are not of the same scale. So it's fascinating. There's this whole science right now where they're trying to figure out, well, what was the true scale of the head, because the current head doesn't match the perspective of the body. And they were so brilliant with geometry and perspective and all of that that there's no way they messed that up. So
There's a lot of things rumoring around about all of that.
I know, I feel like I want to go there for spring break and just be like, I just want to play.
That would be my goal too. I'm like, do you want to
Yeah,
go with me? Let's
I
go play.
know. We should definitely plan something like that. Absolutely.
That would be awesome in the light of play. I've been in and around there for work, so I can see all of that piece to it. And now I'm in a space where I'm like, I just want to go play with my connections, see what pops up.
Exactly. Okay, so what energy of the land pops up for you in Egypt?
So I'm gonna go how I specifically work with that. I'm gonna bring in the entrance of a safe field into my space. Usually, I can bring in the ocean, or I'll use trees because those are connectors. For
Mm-hmm.
my visualization, I will put a circle of trees around and then bring that information and energy into that space. I always just like to tell people how that works. Doesn't always work that way. Sometimes I just flip over there and I'm like, I'm there. But if I'm working it with somebody, that can be easier. If you guys are wanting to do some of this type of work,
Yeah.
it's open up a nice space for yourself, get a feel for it. I put the energy in the middle and we go from there and see what's happening.
Yeah, and shout out to anyone who's watching this from Egypt right now and you see trees popping up in random places. Those are
Yeah,
Zenith trees.
exactly. They're like, what? Yeah. I gotta work with my redwoods. I love them so much.
Yes.
The first thing that pops up for me, right now, the energy looks like it's trying to find its center. Now, there's a lot of work that has been done with Egypt, and when I mean that, I'm looking at the fractalization, I'm looking at the spirals, I'm looking at the energetic coding of each dynamic itself. Okay, so each one of the pyramids itself, and then with the Sphinx, it's interesting because I can see the geometry in the head, but the rest of it goes black.
What? The rest of it goes black.
No, I've seen this one for a hot second, and whatever was recreated, I've seen many timelines of it. Whatever was shifted out to hide whatever or shift whatever.
That
Um,
it's interdimensionally shifted, hiding something, or
yes.
like a shroud. There's like a shroud over it, and that's why you see it showing up as black, like
Um,
something potentially hiding.
I will be honest with you, it looks like it was shifted for a particular reason, and it does feel like that was like to hide something underneath it very deep. Um,
Well, a
whether
lot of people talk about the Hall of Records being under
Oh, for
there.
sure, for sure,
Yeah.
and even deeper than that. There's
Yeah.
stuff even deeper than that. So I think the entrance was shifted. There's a few other things that were shifted, but from what I can see, like the head is very the geometry is on, the coding is on, and the body I can tell has shifted over time.
Ah.
So that's what I generally it looks like when I'm going to those structures. Like if I walk into one of the pyramids, I'm gonna get a feel for what's inside of it, what it's feeling like, because it used to be a massive place for alchemization, right? That's what we've heard, what we've felt into. At least that's what I felt into. I have lots of lifetime memories there as an Essene, working that dynamic over and over and over again, going into each one of the chambers. Um, so it was a recalibration space. It was a
Yeah,
place for learning, right?
that's right. Yeah,
And
I
getting
have a lot of like I don't wouldn't say memory, but like I would say a lot of draw towards Egyptian mystery schools and trying to understand all of that kind of stuff. And there was this amazing book. Oh God, it the author's name escapes me. Joan, um, the the winged serpent or something. I have to go back and look at it, but she taught it's her past life memory of being in Egypt and a pharaoh's daughter. And she
Oh
talks
yeah.
about going into the pyramid and what its actual function was. And it was an initiation. And
Mm.
it was an opportunity to kind of leave your body and have an entire experience And even Robert Edward Grant today talks about, when he goes into the
Sure.
pyramids and he sees like Thoth, and it's like this, um, you know, Stargate, and that he gets all this divine wisdom after spending the night in the pyramid. And I'm like, oh my God, that sounds amazing.
That's what we definitely should do.
I know.
We're gonna blow our minds spending the night in the pyramids. I've been in so much in that arena, like at least when I was younger, I'd always have memories of that. And then as I got older and went to go visit it and come back, like it was just consistent. Like I already knew the space. I already knew what I did in there. I already know what was
That's
moving through
cool.
there. So many, many out of body experiences as I would go into one of their it's not a casket. I'm like, now my words are
No,
not there because I'm
sarcophagus. Yeah.
there we go.
Yeah, yeah. No, it was, I think it was where you were supposed to just, it was the ceremonial
It was
chamber.
ceremonial. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And leave my body there and traverse and then come back. So
Yeah.
it's good times. I want to say right now the alignment phase isn't what it was. It looks like we're trying to head it back into this space where it can be recalibrated in its fullest. But also I kind of just let that go because at the end of the day, we're our own recalibrators. We're meant to be in that same exact recalibration as what they brought into the space in our reality. So that's where I see that coming into, but I could see them working with it to get it kind of back into a space where it can be in recalibration. And from my experience, I don't need to go there in order to do that.
That's incredible. Yeah. So, what about shifting to like Venezuela? Because Venezuela is in the news a lot. Obviously, there's a lot of shift
Right.
happening over there. Like, curious to what you see in the energy of Venezuela right now.
Chaos.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Um,
But it's
under
not always as it seems in the media, right?
it is
So,
not. It is not. And that's going to be the second thing that I say in there is like, don't always believe what you're seeing in there because you don't know what they're filming or why they're filming it or who's filming it in the first place, right? So I always want to separate what I'm seeing from what I'm feeling, and that would be an internal. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to go over there and see what's happening underneath there. I can see land masses shifting. I can see plate tectonics shifting, which from my perspective, if I'm talking to the land first, is going to create some sort of a chaos shift above the scene, right? It's going to shift something.
yeah. What about Greenland? Greenland is also in the media a lot right now.
Um, Greenland has so many, I want to say anchor points of energy in there. I'm always going back there to anchor energy in. That it's a
Uh-huh.
natural constant shift over there. It's a very, I want to say, safe space for anchoring. And so, I mean, it's in the news because it's always changing. I mean, the timelines are a multitude of difference per day. It's how rapid it's going. It's vibrating
Wow.
at a very quick level,
It's what?
vibrating at a very, very fast level.
Yeah. Do you think the people living in Greenland are aware of that? Like, are they feeling like, geez, I have a lot of anxiety? Or are they like, smooth sailing? Don't
I
know why you
think,
guys are interested in this place.
I think some of them are aware there for sure. Absolutely. That they know where they're at, where they've landed. Uh, Not everybody, but I do think there are some pinnacles over there who are an understanding of what's going on. It's a big, big gateway over there. Huge gateway.
Yeah. What land masses are kind of calling out to you?
Hmm. Hmm. I want to say New Mexico is calling to me. That'd be the first one that's calling me
Because you're
right
like, I just want to go.
now.
How lovely this time of year. Yeah, for sure. What's going on in Taos? I mean, New Mexico.
Going on in our
Sorry.
backyard. I I want to say that there is a lot of alien structures there that are really vibrating right now. They are underneath the land, from what I can see, what I've experienced, what I've visualized, and I do work with a lot of like alien type spaces where they pop in for certain communication spaces, whether they're opening a gateway, whether they're communicating with each other, and that has just been an active space.
I
So
bet. I bet.
I want to go there for fun.
I went years and years ago with a good friend of mine, and we went to Sedona, and we would do like this girls trip every year and stay at this really nice hotel. And one morning each one of us, we both woke up at the same time looking out our hotel windows, and I saw it, like it looked like there was light kind of dancing around some of the
Oh
mountains.
yeah.
And when we
Yep.
met up for breakfast, she's like, "Oh my God, I saw the same thing." Like it's, I think that that southwest
Yep.
area
Yep.
of the United States is probably really active. I don't know, maybe because the ground is so dry and that's allowing them to be, below the
There's
surface a
lots
little
of,
more, or
I want to
what?
say, yeah, I want to say there's lots of layers to that. There's lots of Native American ceremonial sites there.
Mhm.
There has been a lot of course, alien sightings and things like that. I would go there first to just, of course, interact with the land, knowing that I'm kind of meant to be. I'm getting pulled there, so I'll probably make
Oh
it there.
yeah.
Um, and with complete surrender. I don't know exactly what I'm going to be there because it's always going to be a dance as soon as my presence is there and we start interacting.
Yeah. You know what
Um,
I think would be fascinating is the Grand Canyon, because they keep talking about finding all of these
oh, yeah.
Egyptian
Yep.
artifacts in various places, and there's so much of the Grand Canyon that is off limits. So anytime there's something off limits, I'm like, I want to go, because that tells me there's something worth
There's
discovering.
something. Oh, totally, totally. As an adventurer.
Right?
I would want to go play. I've also interacted with the Grand Canyon just to see all those parts and pieces. Usually I'll do very long journeys in certain places where I'll stay there. I'll put myself into an immersive experience without any shelter or anything like that. So I'm in with the land and I'm doing the journey itself. I've done a
Yeah.
lot in New Mexico. I would definitely do the Grand Canyon a few more times just to get a feel for it. But I felt all kinds of things over there, saw all kinds of things,
Like
met
what?
things. The technology I want to say that's running through there. There's
Technology.
some great technology, and not just from this planet. There was a few that I saw from. Now let me get my words right because I'm visualizing as I'm saying it. Sometimes that's not the easiest to speak. Palladian technology was running through there. We had Arcturian. We had what's the other one? There's Venus running through there. There's another one with S that I'm not getting into right now, which is fine. I'm gonna drop that one. So whatever frequency that is coming through. And much more. There's much more. Those are just words. That's why it can be very challenging for me to be there in the wording space because they're a frequency to me. I match with that very quickly. So when I'm like, that's not even the correct wordage. I want to say it's our human perspective that wants to put that into a play, right?
I can see that. And that's why, at some point as we evolve as a human species, like language has been such a limiter because it is more about frequency. And don't you think it's kind of fascinating that the whole, I guess the whole practice of feeling your energy and connecting either telepathically or from a heart space with another individual has been sort of, you know, shied away from over time. And it's really just kind of dampening, your own human divinity and your connection to God source and connection to each other as our own redwood trees and receptors on this earth and being able to communicate with each other. Like, isn't that fascinating that that has been just sort of not um I don't, now I'm missing my words, but you know what I'm saying?
It'll take you there. Yeah, yeah,
Right.
no,
They're just
totally.
like the notion of being able to communicate directly has just been shifted away and in favor of leveraging an intermediary, whether it's the media, whether it's religion, whether it's a teacher, like we're always the perpetual student. We're never, the our own facilitator. And so I feel like that kind of notion for humanity has just been perpetuated over time. So to be able to feel into something and to be able to have a genuine connection and interface directly, I think would be a practice for all of us to try and,
It's
learn a little bit more.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's definitely a practice, and that's where I've hit it. Ever since I was little, it was more non-verbal for me. I was not a word person, did not like them, had the whole dyslexic situation be on there, but really that wasn't the case for me. That was because I would read in my language was tone, it was color, it was frequency, it was sound. All of that was my language, and that was my number one book. So when it started to go into books, I'm like, why are we doing this down here?
This is so limiting.
This is not. I'd always express that to my mom, and she'd be like,
Just write the book, take the test. That's how I am as a mom. Come on, just do it.
Yeah, yep, yep. I'd always be like, I don't want to play this game. It's stupid.
I know, I know. And there's a lot of kids these days that are kind of growing up thinking the same thing and really
Totally,
challenging the education
totally.
system. And that's where the reform comes in. It's not going to be from the adults saying, gosh, there's a better way to teach our children. Because we're all like, yeah, work for us.
Yep, yep,
Make the
yep,
kid do it. But the
yep.
kids are coming in saying, no, 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 this is so limiting. This is not the direction I want to take it. And they're so naturally inclined towards something more, advanced.
Absolutely. Yep, yep. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, me too. Me too. But it's really difficult to, when you get challenged in that way, especially when it's that the kids challenging the system and you're like, no, 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 I earned my right of being the parent here. You don't get to challenge me on this. But in
Sure. Go
reality,
for it.
they're
Yep.
helping to kind of shift it into a much more natural state of how our, human
How
vessel
we
is meant
process.
to
Yeah.
communicate.
Yeah, which is going to be so exciting because I would say that natural form is such a breath for me. It's just the internal knowing of that. It's not so much words, it's so much less complexity, right? We're really taking a dance with all of those and we're not getting caught up on silly things.
I know. Silly.
We're actually in creation. How about that?
That's amazing. Well, any other final thoughts on any of the land masses or energetic codes coming in?
I mean, honestly, what I would say with this right now is take the time to practice with yourself, with certain areas, lands, see what gets called, what pulls you into the space. I'm like words again.
I know. It's early.
Yep, exactly. And if you are somebody who does resonate with codes or feels them or gets those upgrades very quickly, it's now in the space where I want to say this year is full embodiment. That's what I'm pulling into the space. That's what I've heard all, for a very long time for this particular year is the year of embodiment, where all of those codes, everything that we've learned and experienced and over lifetimes now gets to be anchored into our bodies, and our bodies get to actually believe that, move through it, and perceive in that way.
Ooh, I'm excited to see how this year is going to shape out for
Yeah,
sure.
me too. I'm really excited for
Yes.
it.
Well, thank you so much for this wonderful conversation, and I'm excited to have some more.
Absolutely. Let's keep going. All right,
Yes, let's do
everybody.
it.
And also too, if you have any questions, please, pop them in. We'd love to answer some questions and please subscribe. And I'm so grateful to be working with this beautiful person. And so
Oh, likewise, likewise. And drop a comment. Let us know where you guys are going to go on your next vacation and how you feel about the energy of that land. So, 'cause I'm fascinated by that too.
let's do it. All right.
All
Love you.
right. Thanks, everyone. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.